And we're back, man. We got Jose Fernandez here. He's my tattoo artist, and I also have another special guest, which is one of my favorite people in the world, man. My brother-in-law, David Olvera.
What's up? What's up?
Yes, he's here, and he's going to help us with this podcast today, just because he's a man full of body art and ink. So we appreciate him, and here we go. Jose Fernandez. He is my tattoo artist. He's done some work on me. Started in 2019. Been working on a piece. It's pretty much been my fault not completing everything in a timely manner, but we're back on it again, and I'm really grateful to have him here. We're going to get to know Jose and just understand the dynamics of who he is and what he brings to not only Fresno, but now he's also in Vegas. And Jose, welcome, man. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So just to kind of kick off and get to know you a little bit more, man, if maybe you can explain or just tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and where did you grow up and why did you pick up the art of tattooing, and just we just want to know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So I started tattooing back in '07, '08, but I grew up in South Central in LA, and I had there's a lot of violence around the time I was growing up, a lot of gang stuff activity, and so my brother was in and out of prison, and that's when my mom moved us up north to Fresno, and due to my brother being in prison, he got started tattooing there. And so one of the times he had gotten incarcerated, I knew that he had tattooed in there, so I shot him a letter, and I told him, how do you, I want a tattoo, basically. And so he told me, dude, all you have to do is take a quick trip to Walmart, get you some guitar string, get you,
The tattoo for dummies at Walmart?
Exactly, yeah, get you the tattoo for dummies, 101. And so, get some deodorant, all this. I remember he told us you could use a pill, break it up in two, and that's your ink cap. So all these things that they do in there.
Wow.
And so I never had a formal apprenticeship. It's just something that I kept at. I started at 16 and just kept at it. Started tattooing my buddies at home and pissing off their moms.
Of course.
And
So, like, when you started doing that, was it your intention to become a tattoo artist, or you were just like messing around with the tattoo machine and just tattooing the homies?
I could have never foresaw what came from it, but I just I fell in love with it as soon as I tried it. When I started taking it, a few months in, from a homemade machine to committing to a professional machine, if you will.
Yeah.
But just buying my supplies and everything, it just became an obsession, a passion.
Yeah.
And I've always liked art. I always took my art classes and did fairly well by comparison. And so, it just became a thing for me. And ever since then, never looked back. I've never done anything else in life aside from tattooing.
So when you ended up in Fresno, because, I've known you for a while, bro.
Yeah.
What's, like, as far as, like, shops go, like, where did you start off? How did you start off? Where was your
The transition.
Yeah. Well, since I was at home, till I was about 18 years old. And then at 18, I got into a shop, Lovesick Tattoo, in Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Gettysburg, Blackstone. I was there for only like 3 months, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was only there for like 3 months. Then I went to a shop in Madera where I really picked up a lot of good stuff from my buddy Rush.
Rush is at Liquid Fetish.
He's there now. A great mentor of mine. And then after that, I was fortunate enough, I met Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy at Rush's shop, and then I got to working at Tower, where I met you, at Tower Tattoos, and I was about, 21 maybe or so, 2021. And then I just always insisted on putting myself, simply asking for, better and better. And, rejection has not been something that I'm scared of,
Yeah.
And so, it doesn't hurt to try,
Yeah, of course.
So,
Mike Tyson got knocked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so, I was so happy. I don't know if you remember, but when you hired me,
I remember that.
Showing me around, and I was like, man, this is awesome here, and I was like so yeah, I was just super happy, super excited, and for the opportunity. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy because
Yeah.
I've known you for almost, I mean, a lot of my career,
A
most
lot
of
of
it,
it, yeah, yeah. It's crazy
So,
to see your growth too. And then what do you think has just brought you to that next level? I know that for a while there, I mean, you've always been like a student of the craft, but it seems like I remember you talking about, man, I want to hit the conventions, I want to learn, I want to take seminars. Do you think that right there, traveling and talking to big name tattoo artists, like in the game, whatever, has brought you to where you are as far as like what you've learned and how you've learned how to put the ink in the skin, you know what I mean? How to execute a tattoo.
definitely.
Because I mean, your work is it's excellent, bro. You know what I mean? I've seen the growth, you know what I mean? So
Definitely.
what was the turning point right there?
I think I've it's due to sacrifices. Even when I was at Tower, if you remember, I went to work at Black Ink.
Yep.
And Tower was the most walk-in shop in town.
It was, yeah.
And going from all these walk-ins to no walk-ins, and then but it was for the sacrifice I needed to make, and not prioritizing the money, but prioritizing the craft.
Exactly.
And knowing that I had knowledge to gain there that eventually
Definitely.
would pay off. And so I've just done that throughout my career. Every time is just make sacrifices for the better of my art.
Right.
Not prioritizing the dollar. It's always been about put myself in an environment that I'm going to grow from.
That's the truth.
That my art is going to grow. And so I've done that in every way possible throughout my career, whether it's taking the time to take seminars or painting classes. I've taken on mentors. We've gone on excursions to just paint for weeks.
That's cool,
Get in the car and go paint.
Yeah.
With no real direction. I took a sculpting class from a master that did work for Avatar and all
wow.
these 3D modeling and stuff. And so I've done just so many different types of art forms just to I guess perfect my craft, and it all applies, even to life. We talk about thirds rule, and I think about it. It applies to life very much so as well. In other parts of life. So I would say to answer your question, I would say just sacrifices to make myself better. And asking, not being afraid to ask, because the worst thing anybody could say is no. And come on, in any industry, there's some assholes.
Yeah.
Out there, feel whatever they might feel, but it has nothing to do with me. If anything, I mean, it doesn't faze me at all. It's more like one day I will impress you with my work. If anything, I don't even actually take it that far, but it definitely is a reward when they acknowledge me as an artist now, and I mean. I hope they can remember. I'm pretty sure they might remember the win for me, and I just keep it pushing, keep it positive, because instead of using negative energy towards negativity, I use those type of moments to inspire me, to motivate me to keep pushing.
Yep. You put out what you get back.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, man. I kind of reflect and think back like what you guys are talking about earlier is, when you first started and where you guys were at that moment, and just it was a time of just survival, and so like, man, just in living, right? You guys were, working hard to not only perfect the craft, but to make ends meet also, man. And many years later, here we are today, and personally, I don't feel like you guys are in a position, especially you, Jose, to where you're working to survive. You're thriving now, man. I mean, people know who you are. You perform good work, and not just anybody, goes out to, travels to Las Vegas to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge, man. And you have clients that do commute and make that sacrifice and their money to go and get stuff finished or get stuff started, and and there's that's huge, man. Don't ever feel like you are still in survival mode, man. You're a sought out person.
You're good.
You're a sought out person, man.
And also too, Jose, like, can you talk a little bit of how you made that transition from Fresno to Vegas? What led you there?
Yeah.
A lot of people are stuck in this bubble, you know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing, but some people like yourself have the balls to pick up and bounce to a big city like that. And
definitely.
you know what? You became successful out there too. So, I mean, just hit a little bit on that, man. Let us know how that happened.
Well, it's a weird concept, because in my heart I am definitely a winner, but as far as success, I never think about it that way. I mean,
Yeah.
now I know that I'm sought out, and I am very grateful that I have clients. They fly out from all over the place to come see me, and super thankful for that. I knew Vegas would open up opportunities, but like it was COVID, man. Speaking of Liquid Fetish earlier, me and my buddy Greg, he took me on as a partner because business has been something that hasn't necessarily been a strong suit for me or something that intimidates me, just like most people.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and making those decisions to put that weight on my shoulders. So I chose to take him on as a partner, and,
Yeah.
and he,
Yeah,
he
Greg can
agreed.
sell water to a well.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, the man's taught me a lot. And so we opened up a shop, but then COVID hit, and then so the shop shut down. And so I mean, I was out, I was really bummed out. I started freaking tattooing at home. Don't tell the health department that. But yeah, I was tattooing at home, and so then I have something in me that doesn't allow me. One of the worst feelings that I've ever had is feeling stagnant in life, like I'm not doing anything, like I'm not progressing, and it is just me being hard on myself that has led me to, I guess, attain the knowledge that I do. But in my eyes, I haven't done it. People ask me, "What is your recipe, if you would, for success, quote unquote?" You know. And for me, it's like I just it's just simple. I just give it my all every day, and I get impatient. I'm very impatient as a person, and so I'm hard on myself. And I'm like, if I don't feel like I'm growing, then it's like it's the worst feeling. I'd rather fail at something that I try than to keep doing the same shit and feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I took the initiative. I've always wanted to surround myself with artists. And I was tired of talking about it. I was in a point in my life during COVID, that was very confusing for a lot of us, and so a lot of major life changes happened with a lot of people, obviously. And so Vegas opened up before California did, and so therefore I went to a shop where I was guest spotting at previously, and so I went there, and things didn't work out like I thought they would, but I'm thankful that they gave me the opportunity.
Yeah.
And, I moved on to another shop and another shop. And, as far as me opening up a shop one day, I could see it happening. I'll keep it small and simple. Just like when I had the other shop, I noticed that it took away time from my art. And so it's something that I intend to do just for my comfortability, but it's not something that I aspire to create a big, I don't know, chains of, maybe one day, I don't know, because I do need to set up myself for success. I need to be like my man Hector here.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you guys better watch out for my podcast. And so, yeah, but it's like I just give it my all, dude.
That's good, man.
That's all I know how to do.
When I look at you, man, and I hear your stories and the testimonies and stuff that you talk about, man, I look at you and I truly see a man that is preserving and has a desire to preserve the craft, man, of tattooing and really put forth the effort of like we talked about before, like you're passionate about pushing the limits of the art, man, and you truly are, man. Every time that we come across you or we see another piece that you've done, we're like, how do you even do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's great, man. You're perfecting the craft. You're making it better. You're passionate about what you do, and that's what I love about having sessions with you. Not only the great conversations that we have, but I know that I'm getting quality, man, and I thank you for that, man. That's amazing, man. Thank you.
It means a lot. It means a lot, and yeah, no, tattooing is it's a very beautiful thing, and to think it trips me out still when I think about it, because never in history have we been able to create the quality of tattoos. Not just myself, but just as a whole community in the tattoo industry, create such a beautiful craft that is permanent on our skin for the rest of our lives. And now I hear they're even preserving tattoos for like a couple tens of thousands. When somebody passes, they could cut them out, and their family could preserve them on their wall.
Whoa.
Yeah, I went in the dark with that, but no, it's just that tattooing is a very very intimate thing for me, and I want to push the limits. I have Da Vinci tattooed, which is one of my greatest inspirations, mentors, and yeah, but back from the Renaissance. And I feel like in art today, in tattooing, we're going through a Renaissance period, a rebirth of that art, because tattooing has existed for thousands of years, yet how we're pushing the limits due to industrialization and just, more so the tattoo shows and Amazon being able to sell supplies and all these things that have happened within the past 20 years have allowed the industry to grow and us to share ideas a lot better. When I started tattooing, there wasn't tutorial videos. I mean, you could go on YouTube. That's all we had, but YouTube wouldn't tell you much.
Yeah, I mean, it was even back then. It was like tattooing and tattoos are a little taboo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you see a lot of people with tattoos, and before when I was out and about, people would look at me like I was trying to steal something.
Yeah.
But and even you just having a tattoo on your head, it's kind of frowned upon. But I feel like that is just done now. You know what I mean? It's just more accepted, and it's more people are accepting the art element of tattooing.
Right.
So I think it's cool.
Most definitely. And just to add to what you were saying earlier about how you understand my passion and when I speak to you about tattooing, and so like I mentioned, Da Vinci to me is a hero in his ways, from a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
And from an inventor, mathematician, artist, painter, sculptor, you name it,
Genius.
And they say it's very close to crazy. And I most definitely been called crazy. I've been called crazy. But I'm telling you, it's like I insist, I want to be, and I will be, as a matter of fact, in history, because we're going through a period in time in the tattoo industry, and I have nothing better to do in my life than to pursue and push the limits of the technique, the craftsmanship, the love and passion for just the complementing of the body, and just dissect it to that extent and just push the limits, because I want to give back to what's given me everything, the tattoo industry.
Right. One thing I can appreciate about you, man, is that, not only do you study the craft, but you travel the world, to go see things, man. You travel the world to go and, really, be able to see different things in life. And, you've gone to, I think one time, where'd you just come from not too recently? You were in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Prior to that, you were in like Thailand,
Yeah, definitely.
Things like that. And so you want to talk a little bit about your experience there?
Most definitely. So I went to Italy. I got invited to this tattoo convention to tattoo out there. So many great tattooers, and then not to mention all the sites that I got to see. So much inspiration out there, and it was life changing in many ways. And so even when I'm on vacation, I don't take a day off, because I'm out there absorbing everything.
Right.
And I'm
learning,
drawing my ass off, and I'm here for a purpose, and it's just, I don't know, I can't help it, man. It's always, everything I do has to benefit my craft, honestly.
For sure.
And so, unfortunately, it does affect, my personal relationships, because it's just, I don't know, I can't just, take the day off, It's always with intent of just gaining towards my craft. I don't know. Sometimes I think of it as a passion / obsession,
Right. No, I understand completely, man. So I got a couple more questions for you, man. And so in terms of your art, I mean, are there particular is there particular work that you like to focus on? And then maybe, because everyone has a different desire when it comes to tattooing. Some people want calligraphy. Some people want I don't
like, what's your specialty?
Yeah, what's your specialty, and what do you refer out? Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I specialize in black and gray realism, and as far as the things that I don't really do, I mean, I've done it all. Like I mentioned with Dave, man, this guy seen me take on anything and everything. And
yeah,
it's a thing. It's the reason they kept me. For many reasons. For many reasons. But nah, it's just so many artists have an ego. That I don't do this,
definitely.
I don't do that. And dude, I took on everything. I was doing traditional tattoos.
Oh, you
I was
did
doing
everything.
Watercolor. Give me those infinity symbols.
Yeah.
Give me whatever. Give me the quotes that come in.
Yeah, the no regrets.
Yeah, the no regrets. Yeah, and you know what? And to this day, I'm not too good to do anything if the time allows, because at the end of the day, we all got bills to pay. You have your business. There's certain things, projects you don't take. But also I always, luckily, I'm fortunate that I get to just focus on what I do. I specialize in black and gray realism. Fortunately, I get to do that, and I get the demand for that, and people come out to see me all the time, and they yes, seek me out for it. I do turn tattoos over to other artists if I think they're more suitable for the job. Luckily, through time, I've got to meet hundreds of artists, if not thousands. And so therefore, I tell people honestly, because it's never about taking people's money and just, let's book me out this far in advance. I'm not as booked out as maybe the next guy. But to me, I am very selective, and most of my clients, like yourself, I almost feel like it's like they're always friends. They become friends. We're friends, and like, dude, it's like you're a client, yes, but no, you're a friend first now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where it started opposite, but after the first session, it just changes every time, because my favorite part about tattooing is the wonderful people I get to meet, because we can learn something from anybody, and we all have something to offer this world. And so anybody that appreciates me, I appreciate them.
Yeah.
And so luckily, I'm able to do that and meet new people every session. I was just telling my girlfriend earlier here that I'm tattooing a math teacher later today after this podcast.
Yeah.
He gets out at 5. I'm like, fool, let's push that till 8. Yep. I got to set up in my hotel still.
Tattoo an F on him.
Yeah,
Say, boy, I'm giving you an F now, fool.
Oh, you still do the whistle?
Oh, that whistle ain't never leaving.
Yeah. And so, yeah, mine is. And so, yeah, no, and then, I was talking, I love math too, No, I love math. And, no, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, dude, I just connect with all my clients,
Yeah.
And who would have thought, man?
That's what I'm saying.
And out of all places, though, guess where I met him? I was trying to take a night off, just relax and do some regular old Fresno stuff, I met this dude at Bobby's.
What?
I was on the dance floor.
You could tell a story, do the backup music.
Yeah. I do the whistle instead. Hey, that's how he hollered at me.
He said, hey.
Yeah. Hey, no, this will put me out. He tapped me after between songs and shit. He's like, hey, you're that tattoo guy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
yeah.
cool, man. That's cool.
And I was like,
That's cool. That's good.
And I was like, yeah, man. Hey, dude, thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, I'm going to go holler at these girls real quick. But, dude, I'm going to catch up with you later. He's like, yeah, man, I'll buy you a drink. I'm like, nah, fool, I'll buy you. Like anybody appreciates me, I appreciate.
But
isn't that
crazy that like a
crazy.
teacher is gonna recognize you? You know
That
what I
is
mean?
a trip, man. It's a trip. When the fuck would I think that'd be a possibility?
Right.
I never thought that'd be a thing. People do know, I guess. But again, like I mentioned, it's like all I've ever done is the same shit, man. All I've done is kept my head down and got my ass to work.
Yeah.
And then life started changing for me slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And I don't know my perception. I don't know the perception of others that that they have of me, and it's just because I've done nothing different, so I don't feel any particular special type of way. I know that it might be a thing, maybe to whatever extent, but it's not something that I acknowledge. I don't know how to view myself. Like,
right.
I know how to.
You're too humble.
That's what I was about to say. But maybe that is part of your success because you're so humble. Because you and I both know. I mean, there's some assholes in this industry, man. And you know how it goes. But for you just to know that, okay, man, I'm keeping it moving. But you don't know that on the outside, people, there's a buzz about you. You know,
There is, yeah.
And that's a good feeling when a math teacher.
Right now, I told the client I'm gonna tattoo him. I'm actually working on this Rose webinar that I postponed, and so we're working on the Rose. I brought my tripod kit to do the time lapse, and we're gonna finish his tattoo today. We have very little more to do, and so it's gonna be part of. Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a promo for his tattoo and give some knowledge away, and then give incentive because I have so many more time lapses of other roses, and then sell that as a package type thing. or maybe I'll talk to you about how I should market that. Yeah, what might be better, man. Come on, man. And so because business is not my strong suit, man. I'm just an artist that wants to grow, but I want to give back. But it does take a lot of my time.
Absolutely.
And so I don't want to be. I'm like, should I really divide all the hours this takes me? And and see if it's exactly. So I'm doing math, man. See, I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't.
It
help
was
it,
meant
but-
to be, man.
Yeah.
That dude spot
No,
me.
dude, hollered at me. Hey, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm all.
Hey, let me holler at you. Let me holler
Hey,
at you.
you cute little blonde too.
Let me holler.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's good. That's a cool story right there.
Is there any anything else that you want to elaborate on? I got one other question for you.
Yes, sir.
Beforehand, so being that you're in Las Vegas, man, and I know when I was booking to go see you and things like that, man, one thing that I can appreciate about you, man, is you were all about taking care of me. When I was gonna get out there to meet with you, man, and
The red carpet treatment.
yeah, we talked about that, right? It's like if you fly in, I'll pick you up, and when we're done, we'll get you back to the airport or to the hotel. Like
Absolutely.
and you have provisions for hotel stays. You've made arrangements with the hotel that's close by that your customers get discounts, and that's huge, man. That's huge. And you're putting it all together, and it's worth the money being spent to pay to go see you, man, because like we talked about, you're providing the red carpet treatment, man. And
Is that just a Hector thing too?
You haven't inquired. I don't know. No. So the thing is, I just feel like it's what you do, man. I'm just, man, dude. I got people flying out to see me and getting tattooed and taking their time. Dude, tattoos is such a huge commitment.
Man, it is.
People are spending their time, their money. It's pain. It's it's just so much commitment. It's permanent, and it's like, man, it's the least I could do, man.
Yeah.
It's the least. Get you an Uber to and from if you choose to stay on the strip, or I did negotiate with a 5-star hotel next to the shop, a walking distance, 2-3 minutes to get a locked-in rate for any of my clients.
Good.
And it's just all I had to do was ask.
Yeah.
And that's what life's about, man. All you have to do is ask, and you have to try, and you have to give back. And so it's the least I could do. It's a couple bucks, and I offer to obviously take care of lunch because we're gonna be or dinner for most people because I start at around 4 or 5 p.m. And go till 3 a.m. or so.
Yeah.
But it's
That's probably like gives the client a peace of mind too, because even the build up to getting a tattoo, like I know I booked a year, out or whatever. And just leading up to that, the stress and the anticipation, and to go to a location like yours that's taken care of, that takes a lot of stress off the client. You know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it like that. But you know what?
Yeah,
because
dude.
when I book appointments and I, let's say, fly out to get tattooed, I hadn't put myself in those shoes, but I just did it because I just it felt right. Another thing I did want to mention was awards, which is a weird concept for me, honestly, because awards, it's a very, I don't know, it's a frowned upon,
it is
type of thing. Like, okay, awards mean this, awards don't mean nothing, and then sometimes awards just get artists big-headed about, themselves. And the thing is, sometimes it's biased. It's just a big mess. And so my opinion about that is that it's just I do have awards, and I have 3 awards. I don't go to many conventions, but the 3 awards that I do have, they are all on healed tattoos. They're all on healed tattoos, where a lot of awards are won on tattoos that are freshly done, and I do take pride in the 3 awards. And they all are first place awards. And I think it says a lot about the tattoos because it's a healed tattoo that's, giving you the true feel for it rather than something that is done on, there's no way, I don't know, it's hard for me to believe somebody can knock out that much area on something so intricate. and it be a successful tattoo at the end. You know, I just take pride in the craftsmanship and something that I might.
It's kind of like they're judging on a unfinished process because
That's
it's
a very
not
good way to put it.
You know
That's
what I
a very
mean?
good way to put it. And see, myself, we did a second pass on your tattoo, Hector, and I don't. You think I'm ashamed of that? Some people are ashamed.
Yeah.
Some people are ashamed that they're like, why would no, my shit heals good first pass, and it's like, why do you set the bar so low?
Right.
Because hey, the tattoo look, you were happy with the tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, hey man, 4 years later.
You've learned some things, right?
I would be
you were always growing.
I would be doing you a disservice. I would be dishonest. I would be disrespectful to you to not give you my best now.
Right.
You know, and present that to you and be like, dude, check out what I learned.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you know, and now look at the beauty.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, definitely.
And so it's like, I do take pride in pushing the limits because that's what I talk about, man. I want to push the limits of this industry, and I know you. No, I'm not embarrassed by doing second pass. Well, you know, for any tattoo, come on, anything we do, we can always do better.
Right.
Eventually, we gotta hang it up, and you know, I'm not gonna come back into that piece next session. Maybe this Friday, you know. He's all, oh, come on, man, we gotta finish this time though, for real, though. You know. But like, but not real shit though. It's like, dude, come on, let's push the limits. Take pride in your work.
Yeah.
Anything we could do better.
Nothing wrong with that.
And nah, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say I could do better. I'm not. And so the pieces that I've got these awards from are first place awards on healed pieces, and I do take pride of that because of that. Because I'm not here to rush a design that looks impressive, impactful upon immediate sight, rather than being able to critique the finished product, as you mentioned, to what it is. Because we don't know what the client's gonna heal like. We don't know if the needle, it could have been my fault. Slightly, you know, and it's I mean 90+% of the time not me, but I mean the needle could have been it, you know, a slightly defective needle. Come on, these are mass produced, and so it's like so many factors involved that nobody should be comfortable with a first pass necessarily, and that's how meticulous and of a perfectionist that I am. That it's just we could push the limits, man. I want to push these limits. I want to set the bar high because. My dad, I remember, which is my greatest inspiration, he told me, do whatever you want in life. Be a doctor, be a teacher. You could be a bank robber for all I care. But whatever you do it right. And so I happen to tattoo, which he didn't necessarily approve of, but whatever the fuck I do, man, I'm going to do it right.
Yeah. Right.
And man, do you have anything else that you would like to share or at least, share on how people could reach out to you and contact you?
How can
and,
people see your work?
Yeah, see your work and things, yeah.
My Instagram is the best way, J_Fernandez Tattoo. My website, sketchtoskin.com.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, Jose, man, when I talked to David, and in conclusion to all this, man, when I've talked to David in the past, and he always holds you in high regards, man. He respects you. He's watched you grow. I know that he cares a lot about you.
Oh, yeah.
And he always talks nothing but good, man. And words coming from him, man. I hold you in high regards, man. He cares a lot about you, man, and he cares about your success.
Yeah,
and we all do. I do, man. I want to see you win, man. You know.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it. I appreciate being here.
Yeah.
Sincerely, yeah.
Yeah, so anyhow, man, in conclusion, I can't wait till Friday. I'm getting my work done, and my son Stefan's getting his work done on Thursday, man, and we appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Where are the beers at, man?